Hello, welcome to your practice. This practice is going to be a short and sweet little practice to stretch out the legs, stretch out the hips, stretch out the back, and stretch out the psoas muscle. So we have a psoas muscle on each side of the body that needs to be stretched a lot. It gets tight. So we're going to work on that. That's going to help with hips. It's going to help with backs and legs. So let's get started on hands and knees, table pose. Have a couple blocks handy. So if you have yoga blocks, have those handy. If you don't, you can just be high up on your fingertips, but they're really great to help us in some of the yoga poses that we do. So come on to hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread nice and wide. We're just going to take a little free form movement. So move the hips and shoulders any way you want to move. You can round and arch. You can shift the hips side to side. You can rock forward and back. You can bend the elbows. Any kind of little movement. Just kind of experimenting and checking the body. And some nice, smooth, slow breaths as you take this free-form movement. Now come to a neutral spine, neutral neck. We're going to go into our cat-cow pose. We're going to exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull your belly button up. Inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back. Belly stretches, let the shoulders slide down the back. So go with your breath, exhaling when you round the spine, and inhaling when you arch the spine. So it's a nice slow breath, and then the body movement is mirroring the breath. Good. Come to neutral. We're going to drop down to elbows. So wrap the hands around the elbows. We want our shoulders stacked over our elbows. The knees are still right under the hips. We're going to plant the elbows there. Bring the hands forward. Palms can be flat or interlace the fingers. We're going to take that cat-cow breath here on our elbows. So exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull the belly button up. Inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back. So going with your breath, exhale when you round. And inhale, we're going to arch. Just seeing what that range of motion is. How high can you round up? And how much can you stretch the belly and slide those shoulders down the back? Good. Come to neutral. So tuck the chin a little bit, back of the head in line with the spine. Belly button pulls up towards the spine. So your back is neutral. It's not rounding, not arching. We're going to take some movement with breath here. Inhale, come forward. Lean towards the hands a little. Exhale, shift back, lean towards the heels. So inhale when you come forward. Keep the belly button pulling up snug. Neck is long. Exhale when you shift back. So we're not rounding, not arching. We're trying to keep our back and our neck fairly neutral, fairly in line. This is a really nice total all over body movement. It works our arms and shoulders, the back, the whole back, upper back, mid back, low back, works the core, the chest, works the hips and the legs, the glutes. It's a great little movement. On your next exhale, move yourself all the way back into child's pose. Big toes barely touching, knees separate apart a little bit, and then maybe stacking the hands, resting your forehead on stacked hands or the mat or on a yoga block. A couple breaths into the low back. Make your way back up into hands and knees table. And here, if you've got those yoga blocks, grab them. We're going to use them for a lunge. You're going to bring the blocks to the front of the mat in the medium height. We're going to take our right foot forward between the blocks or between the hands if you don't have blocks. We want our right knee to be stacked over the right heel. Pick up the left knee, scoot it as far back from the left hip as it will go. We'll take a little bit of movement back and forth. So inhale, exhale, we're going to lean back, bow towards the right knee. And then inhale, come forward, chin lifts, spine long. Exhale when you lean back. So the right toes can lift or they can stay down, whatever gives you a better stretch in the back of the right leg when you lean back. Exhale, we tuck the chin, round the spine. Inhale, we lift the chin, spine long. Now we're going to stay here with the right knee over the right heel. We're going to work on stretching this left hip, left thigh, left psoas muscle. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee up, and we're going to firmly push that left heel back behind you. Make sure right knee is still over right heel. So make that left leg long and strong. Press the right foot firmly into the floor, and the belly button's going to pull in towards the spine. Let's drop the left knee. We're going to go into a twist. Keep your left hand on the block. We're going to flatten out those left toes back down onto the mat. Right hand comes to the right hip. Inhale. With your exhale, we're going to turn to the right. So a nice little twist. That right thigh pulls into the belly. If you want to add on here, left toes curl under, left knee lifts up. Push that left heel back behind you. Right hand can stay on the right hip, or right arm can stretch up. Good. Big breaths into the low belly. We're going to bring the right hand down to the block or down to the floor. If the left knee is up, lower the left knee down. Bring the right knee back by the left with both knees bent. We're just going to swish the hips a little side to side. Bring everything to neutral. Bring the left foot between the blocks into our lunge. Left knee over left heel. We're going to scoot that right knee as far back behind the right hip as it will go. Inhale. With your exhale, we'll lean back. Bow towards the left knee. You can lift the left toes or keep them down. And then inhale. We're going to lengthen the spine. Come forward. Chin lifts. Exhale. Round back. Tuck the chin. Breathe into the back of that left leg. Inhale, come forward. Long spine, chin lifts, neck is long. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, forward. Let's do one more of those. Exhale, leaning back, bow towards the left knee. Inhale, forward. We're going to stay forward with left knee over left heel. Right toes curl under, right knee lifts up. We're going to push that right heel back behind us. So lengthen that right leg from the hip down through the heel. Make that right leg long and strong, and then the left foot's going to push firmly down into the floor. So both legs really working a lot of energy. Belly button pulls up towards the spine. Good. We're going to drop the right knee down, flatten out the right toes. We'll take our twist on this side. Left hand to the left hip. Inhale. With your exhale, we're going to turn to the left. Pull the left thigh into the belly. Left shoulder relaxes down. If you want to add on, right toes curl under. Lift the right knee up. Push the right heel back behind you. Left hand can stay on the left hip, or left arm reaches up. Big breaths into the low belly. Both legs nice and strong. Good. We're going to exhale, bring the left hand down to the block or the mat. If the right knee's still up, drop it down to the floor. Bring the left knee back by the right. I'm going to swish the hips a little side to side. Good. If you've got those yoga blocks, let's set them off to the side. Come on to hands and knees, table for 3 cat breaths. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Fingers spread nice and wide. Exhale, round the spine up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. One more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Come to neutral. We're going to go into a downward dog. So walk the hands a handprint forward from the shoulders. Fingers are still spread nice and wide. Curl your toes under. Inhale. With your exhale, lift the hips up. Shift the weight back. Bring the head in between the arms. Spread the toes out on the mat. And we're going to walk it out. One heel lowers, other heel lowers. So a nice stretch in the legs, in the arches. Keep that chin tucking. We're looking back towards the toes or the knees, or even gazing towards the navel. Belly button pulls in and up. So we're protecting the spine, protecting the back. Bring your heels to neutral, level, and then we're going to come into a plank. Inhale, shoulders over the wrists. Good. Lift up between the shoulder blades. Pull your belly button up towards the spine and tuck the hips under a little bit. As if you had a tail, and we're kind of tucking it between the legs as that belly pulls up towards the spine. We're going to drop down to knees, shift back into child's pose. Big toes barely touching. Let the knees separate apart a little bit. Let your forehead rest on stacked hands or the mat or a yoga block. And maybe wobble hips and shoulders a little side to side, kind of working out any tension in the back or hips or shoulders. Good. Come to neutral. We're going to make our way back up into hands and knees table. We're going to go into squat pose and make our way all the way up to standing. So curl your toes under. Walk the hands back till you're balancing on toes and fingertips. Then we're going to lift the hips up. As the hips lift up, heels come down. Widen your feet a little wider than the hips. Bring hands up to above the knees. Lift your chest into a halfway lift, chest parallel to the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Neck is long. Belly button pulls up towards the spine. With a little bend in the knees and strong legs, long spine, you're going to hinge all the way up to standing. Good. Once you're up to standing, adjust the clothes, shake it out a little bit. Separate the feet a little wider than the hips. We'll take a few little side swings. Let the opposite heel lift up as we swing the arms side to side. Shoulders relaxed. Belly pulls in and up. Good. Just letting everything kind of neutralize once we're up to standing. Let that slow down. We're going to go into warrior one. So we're going to step towards this short edge of the mat. We're going to take our left foot back, 3.5 feet back. Left toes angle out to the left and a little space between the feet. So we don't want the right foot and left foot lining up. We want a little separation between them. That's going to help us to square up our hips with the short edge of the mat. So we're going to bend the right knee stacks over right heel. We want to pull right hip back a little bit and square left hip forward a little bit. Think of the back of this left leg. So the left thigh, left calf, left knee crease, push back behind you to open this left hip. Belly scoops in and up. Heart is nice and lifting. Arms at your side. Weights even on both feet. We're going to inhale, both arms up overhead, palms face each other. Relax the shoulders. With the arms up, now you're going to scoop that belly in and up. Keep it scooping in and up. As you pull right hip back, square left hip forward and press the back of the left thigh, left calf, left knee crease back behind you. Good. Exhale, lower the arms, bring hands to the hips. So open the heart, open the chest, bring the elbows back. We're going to work on this left psoas muscle just a little bit more. Inhale, as you exhale, tilt to the right. So we don't want to tilt forward towards the short edge of the mat. We're tilting just over to the right, working on this left psoas, left hip flexors a little bit more. Inhale, come to center. Drop the arms. On your next exhale, push off, step forward. Try to land lightly. Good. Take a moment, feel left side, right side, and then shake it out. Other side, right foot is going to step back behind you, about 3.5 feet. Right toes angle out to the right. Little space between the feet. We're going to bend the left knee over heel. Pull your left hip back and then square your right hip forward towards that short edge of the mat. Think about this right leg, the back of the right thigh, right calf, right knee crease. Push back behind you to open up your right hip. Arms at your side. We're going to inhale, arms up, palms face. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Belly pulls in and up. Keep scooping that belly in and up. Left hip pulls back. Right thigh, right calf, push back behind you. We're going to exhale and lower the arms, bring hands to the hips, elbows, kind of pull back behind you to open the heart, open the chest. Inhale, with your exhale, tilt to the left. So working on this right psoas muscle, right hip flexors. Keep pulling left hip back, right hip squares forward. Push back through the back of that right thigh, right calf. Inhale, come to center, drop the arms. Inhale again, with your exhale, push off, step forward, land lightly. Good. Shake it out. Separate the feet as wide as the hips, or a little wider than the hips, and we'll take a few of those little side swings. Pull the belly in and up. Shoulders relax. Arms floppy. Good, good. We're going to let that slow down. Come down to the mat. Come down to sitting. Knees bent, feet in front of you. We're going to have hands on the knees. We're going to go into a seated cat breath. So hands on the knees, we're sitting tall, little curve in the low back, heart lifts, neck is long. We're going to exhale, lean back, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull your belly in and up. Inhale, sit tall, let the belly stretch, elbows bend, and then exhale, round back, leaning back, around the whole spine, and pull that belly in nice and snug. A couple of these at your own pace. Inhale when you sit tall, exhale when you round back. So it's the same kind of little motion that we do on our hands and knees when we do cat-cow on our hands and knees in table pose. But you can get the same motion here. If you have any wrist issues or knee issues, you're getting the same benefit right here. Good, good. Next time you're sitting tall, stay tall. Lean back on the hands one at a time. Stretch the legs out and just windshield wiper the feet. Kind of shake out the legs. We're going to go into a modified fish pose. So bring the legs together, feet flexed. We're going to come down to our elbows. Palms are flat on the floor. Walk the elbows in towards each other. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So keep those legs nice and firm. For this modified fish, start to press your hips, your sits bones down into the floor as you arch the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Good. Keep those sits bones pressing into the floor as you arch the back away from you. Neck is long. You can look straight ahead or up a little bit, but keep squeezing shoulder blades together. So this is a nice heart opener, chest opener. Big breaths. Good. To come out of it, we're going to start to lower the back down. Bend your knees, come up to the hands, and then we're going to lower all the way down onto our back. So coming down onto your back, center yourself on the mat. Once you're down on your back, we're going to hug the knees into the chest, and we're going to roll side to side. Good. Bring the knees to center. We're going to go into a little twist with the knees hugged in. So arms at your side. Inhale. With your exhale, we're going to let the knees fall to the right. Good. If you've got a yoga block and you want a little prop, a little support on the outer right thigh, you can have that. We want to keep this left shoulder down on the mat. So if the knees go over to the right so much that this left shoulder lifts, you want to bring the knees higher up towards the ceiling or use a yoga block or a pillow or a cushion under that outer right thigh. Big breaths into the low belly and just let the neck be comfortable. You can look straight up or over either shoulder. Keep this left shoulder rolling down. Left palm is up, right palm is up. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly relaxes. Good. We're going to inhale, both knees back up. Exhale, both knees over to the left. So we want to keep that right shoulder down on the mat. You can put a yoga block on the outer left thigh or a pillow or a cushion, or just adjust the body so that right shoulder stays down. Both palms are up. Big breaths into the low belly. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly relaxes. Neck is comfortable. We'll inhale the knees to center. Hug the knees again. We'll roll side to side a couple times. Bring the knees to center, hands on the knees. Keep the knees together. We're going to circle both knees in the same direction. Nice little circular motion, little circular massage for the low back. Let's circle in the opposite direction. We'll bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. Good. Adjust yourself. One at a time. Stretch the legs out. A little bit of relax here. Adjust the lower body. Just the upper body. Lengthen the back of the neck. A few nice slow breaths for a little final relaxation. Then we'll wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. If you can stay in your final relaxation a little longer, go ahead and do so. But otherwise, we're going to bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and we're going to roll onto our side. Take a breath or two on your side body, and then use your strong arms to come all the way up to seated. So sit comfortably. You can sit cross-legged. You can sit kneeling, feet out in front of you. I like to sit on a yoga block. Want the tailbone to move back slightly, heart to lift slightly, belly scoops in and up, shoulders relax down, neck long, chin level with the floor. Let that breath come into the low belly. Then we'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. Feel right palm, left palm meeting here at the heart center. And this ends our practice today. Namaste. I hope you liked today's practice. I hope that helps stretch out the back, the hips, the legs, the psoas muscle. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel so you know when I put out a new video. Maybe share this video or another video with someone, and check out my other videos. Also, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see a practice for. You can send me a comment. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye.